This is the Pirate's Guide to Boating, real info for real boaters, bringing you all the information on the Potomac River, including articles, fuel prices, interactive maps, and so much more. Come visit us at piratesguide.tv. Welcome back to another episode, a lovely episode of the Pirate's Guide to Boating, the podcast version. I'm sitting here with, we'll make the rounds, going clockwise, not clock stupid.
Frankie-B.
And
Booty Ray Cyrus.
that boy can sing.
There you go.
And around over here, our special guest on deck,
Josh Hill.
Oh my God. Josh Hill, can you tell us a little bit about it? Well, we'll cut that out.
What's a little bit about
And the next one is
Captain Justice.
Captain Justice. In the hizzy, finally. Josh Hill is on deck. And Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been running the river my whole life. I'm 23 years old. I run towboat for the river. Know a little bit about boating, not a whole lot. So,
yeah. Well, one of the things we were talking about, and I know you guys have something coming up. Like, there's a captain's class coming up, right?
yes, sir.
Like, when is that supposed to happen?
It's supposed to happen March 12th, but we're still trying to fill it. So,
Okay.
a little bit in the works.
So if someone wants to sign up for that,
Just give me a call and we'd figure it out.
and how would they call you exactly?
So you'd call me at 703-906-9700 and just ask for Josh.
Just ask for Josh. Well, there you
Sorry,
go.
George, I'm getting shivers up my spine about this captain's license thing.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was a brutal course.
It was soul breaking.
Yeah, it was. So
I think Josh is trying to get people to sign up.
Oh, sorry, it was
yeah.
a wonderful
it's a
experience.
lovely experience. I just
Yeah,
remember,
it's only soul breaking because you didn't study enough.
Woo! Called out.
no, the one thing I recall most about the funniest thing about the
Hold
captain.
on, just so I'm clear, insults off the table?
No.
Oh,
Wookiee
never.
lips will be coming up later.
Thanks, guys.
No, I'm sorry. It's not. It's not.
Okay.
No, it's not Wookiee lips.
We're way outside of structure here, people.
Wait a minute. They're not Wookiees. They're
You gotta do the noise.
Ewoks. Sorry, it crept into the cast very early this time.
And George, I would implore you to keep all of this in the video.
I know, but we're
podcast.
we have to restart because we're so far off the mark right now.
Oh, there is no structure. This is an active conversation. You said that.
Have
act
you
like
watched
there's really
podcasts
structure.
before?
Yeah,
Okay.
just checking. Anyway, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, the one thing I remember, and I'm just going to say this about the captain's course. I'm going to put it out there because it's real. On day one, they drop a book on you and they say, "All right, you got to memorize this." And that's the one thing I remember. And we looked around at everyone in the class, and we're all like, "What the fuck did we just get into?
like what the fuck
is
just
this?"
happened? Why did we do this?
Sad thing is y'all probably don't even remember half of it, do you?
I don't know anything about that.
Well,
I can spot a minesweeper, and that was from my course 20 years ago.
yeah, and it's 3 green on the mast, right?
I have not seen one on the river yet, which is disappointing. There's got to be mines. I'm just saying.
Carlo, what's the difference between a
Captain Justice.
Williamson turn and an Anderson turn?
I just told you the one thing I remember.
There's your 100-ton master for you there.
Sad thing is I don't remember half of it, and I do it every day, and I teach the class.
Yeah, it was a tough one, man. That was that's something I don't ever want to have to do again.
Absolutely.
Just don't give it up.
Yeah, no, I'm never going to let that thing. I will die before that thing expires. Like, there's no way. I'm
Still got to pass the physical, though.
And the drug test.
And you have it for
What
5
drug
years,
test?
so
I don't know anything about
one
that.
of those things might happen before 5 years.
Yeah, la 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 la. Don't know anything about it. Oh well, whatever. So, but I guess the question is, all right, should everybody get their captain's license? What do you think?
No, if you're not going to use it for actually working purposes, there's no point. It's just a waste of time.
Well, unless you're like me and I collect titles. So, to me, it was all about having the title.
Yeah, you're Mr. Qualification.
George collects titles and calories. If you've seen him lately.
You're so funny.
And alcohol bottles.
Badooch.
Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty brutal day. Thanks, guys.
But if you're just going to use it just to get it, there is no point because it'll end up hurting you worse in the long run if you get pulled over or have an accident or something happens.
Yeah, I guess you're the one that's
You're the highest ranking official on a boat technically, besides the actual captain, if there is another licensed captain.
All you do is increase your liability.
yeah.
I'm
but it's
over
still-
here like, what the fuck did I do?
Which is said
Like
before the
dollar
class
signs in my
starts.
head.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I do?
What have I done, man?
Now, I did it for the knowledge, which I think is great. I love that I took it, that I learned how to chart plot and then forgot all of it promptly afterwards.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
ask me the way around Block Island. I'll tell you.
Would that be before or after the point of demarcation? That's all I remember.
Of course.
Oh my god. So basically the takeaway really is if you're going to use it, go for it. If not, maybe second guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
if you're going to use it actually every day or, after you retire from your main job, absolutely. But
Excellent idea.
it's a great idea. But
Take
if you're
it-
not
take
going to
it
use
here.
it, there's just no point in taking it because
Yeah.
you'll end up hurting
I'll
yourself
ask
in
you
the
here.
in the long run. Not hurt yourself physically, but you could, get held to a higher standard than most people in an accident. So
Yeah, and God knows I don't want to be held to any standard at all. So there's that. But to me, again, it was all about the title. So because I collect them. So some of the things we wanted to talk about this week, and probably one of the push button topics for boating, especially these days, is I forget who I was talking to the other day. We were comparing like the high maintenance versus low maintenance of shaft drive versus pod drive, that sort of thing on your boat. Mainly because now a lot of boats are out of the water, right? And so as people are walking across the lot, seeing all these boats on the hard, what kind of drive is this? What kind of drive is that, right? So, you end up having to explain to these people, well, this is what a pod drive looks like. This is what, straight shafts look like. These are what out drives look like, that sort of thing. And so the question came up, well, what's better? Is it pod drive or shaft drive? What's the best and why?
Yeah, I can speak for the pods. Open up your pocketbook for sure on those.
Oh yeah,
on
why?
maintenance.
Isn't
But-
your boat for sale?
I mean, they're wonderful. And they're very low cost.
Yeah, it's very low maintenance, right?
and they almost drive
As long
themselves.
as they come with a full warranty.
Correct. Get the warranty.
Now, speaking of the pods, I did hear if one of those things falls, you have to hire a diver, right, to go retrieve it. Isn't that true?
Yes. So if you do rip one off, you should hire a diver to go back and find it, because then you can, in theory, put it back on or send it back to the factory for used parts.
And they're GPS enabled and all that.
Oh no,
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 never
you
mind.
got to know where you hit and then go back out and find it.
Oh, okay. Someone lied to me then.
Well, how
There-
how often do you end up dropping pods out of the bottom of your boat?
So we had a guy that works for us that was on a boat, not as a captain, but just as a friend, going down to Florida with a boat that had pods. Guy went in an inlet, Ponce de Leon inlet, that he was not supposed to go into because it was too shallow. Ended up hitting a sandbar and ripped both of them off. Called the local tower, came down, towed him into the marina. They went back out, found the pods with downstand, and then ended up recovering them, put them back on the boat. We're back in service a week later, and then back down to Florida.
Well, the interesting part is the boat doesn't sink when you do that. I mean,
No,
it
it's-
seems like there are two giant holes in the bottom of your boat at that point, and everything kind of sucks.
Just
right?
keep going.
Just keep going. Yeah, that's hard to do when you're
Put up
driving
the
from
sails.
bottom.
Put up the sails and just keep going.
The problem I found was there's only certain people that'll work on pods. I was out at St. Michael's and one of my pods went out, and I made a 19-hour journey back on one pod, and it was horrific because nobody there worked on them.
Yeah, that's a thing we're finding a lot lately with these bigger boats coming in here with these new pods. People from over Eastern Shore, that sort of thing, have to come here to work on them. There's one guy local that'll do general maintenance, and that's Mad Jacks that I know of. Everybody else, I don't know if Carla or you guys do anything,
We do basic maintenance.
but
But-
nothing serious.
No, we'll call in 7 Cs.
Yeah, so
Prince William Marina works on the pods. But of course, you have to have purchased the boat through them.
Huh. So basically, the long and short is it's
They're
not really handy when something goes sideways.
not at all, but they're great for parking. They're great doing that sort of maneuvers, docking and stuff like that. They're absolutely amazing to do.
Yeah, I've driven a couple of them like that, and they do things that a boat shouldn't do. But
the new outboards, they have that too. They have the joystick kind of same deal with the pod part.
is that like a holdover from the old Axios? Is it?
Yeah, they split.
Yeah,
The motors are work off of each other basically.
that's pretty cool.
So they're not even manufacturing boats with pods anymore, correct?
Zeus the Zeus drives are going on galleons.
Sorry, Prince William.
Dope.
At least that's my take on it. I'm not up to date with manufacturer stuff.
So if you
but
drop a pod, you should just hit the MOB button.
Good point. Yeah.
if you know how to do that.
Or the pod overboard button. Yeah.
Bam.
Bingo.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Write that down.
Yeah, remind me to ask you to show me where that button is on that.
Hey Siri, remind me when I lose my pods to press
Press the MOB button. When they fall out the bottom, and of course, her Siri activates. So that's awesome. So Frank, what are you drinking right now, anyway?
Vodka and club soda.
It's Frankie-B.
Yeah, Frankie-B. What are you drinking again?
Vodka and club soda.
Vodka and club soda. Well, that's interesting. Now, see, I remember like 2 weeks ago when we did the first episode 000.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I remember there was no more hard liquor in Frankie B's life.
Or smoking.
Or smoking for that matter. And I just wanted to bring it to the attention of everyone, the great failure that is Frankie B's drinking life.
I'll accept that.
All I know is it's a good thing none of the boats run on helium yet.
That's right.
Actually, there is a new motor coming out that will run on that.
Not on helium. You mean hydrogen?
Hydrogen, okay.
Thanks.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Oh, we got another
Now
one.
we have
Fucking two of them.
We got another one.
Two
Oh my
people
God.
don't understand the difference.
Frank's over here talking about the Hindenburg full of helium exploding and shit.
Well, George,
No, that's not how it worked.
I'd like to point out that if it did indeed have helium in it, it would have never exploded.
Yes. you're
Nor
right.
would it have taken off.
Well, I mean, it would have taken off because that's, but it's expensive, man. Helium's expensive. But yeah, it turns out helium is not explosive.
Have we ever tested that theory?
I don't know if there's any empirical evidence. Well, there's got to be somewhere. Someone's done something, I'm sure.
Lawn chair Larry.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I hadn't thought about
The
that.
dude that did all the helium balloons and got in a lawn chair,
Yeah.
and like a jet passed him and was like, oh,
Yeah, I'm kind of high
calling
up there
out. Well, you see a guy in a lawn chair with balloons.
now.
He dropped his gun. He had a gun or a BB gun or
Yeah, I
something?
think it was a BB gun. Yeah, so he could like control his
Right,
his
and he
ascent.
dropped it.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Lawn chair Larry
I was
ends up
looking
in,
for them there UFOs.
ends up in freaking space. This freaking moron. I'm sorry, Larry, if you're out there. I mean, I tip my hat to your thought process. Anyway, so we're actually recording today on the back deck of Frankie B's abode here, and there's a lot of nature running around right here in this area.
We got eagles and a lot of squirrels, opossum.
Is it is it a possum or an opossum? I
I
don't even
call it
understand
an
this.
opossum.
I don't know. Booty
And
Ray,
boxes.
Booty Ray, what do your people eat in the? do you guys you cook up possum or opossum?
Well, my educated family calls them possum, but it's so good that it's like, oh, possum. That's where we get the opossum from.
That's
It's so
weird.
good when grandma stews them up.
That's is it?
I'm glad the conversation got off the serious shit. You guys were talking about like business and corporate shit.
Well, it's not corporate shit. It's freaking pods on a boat. I mean, this is a boating podcast.
Yeah, well, we're not all gay, so we don't want to talk about pods on a boat.
Oh, okay.
This is the
Wow.
same man that wants to buy a big boat, right? That's what I heard last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not gay enough to buy one with pods.
Yeah, did you like shafts?
Exactly.
Shots fired.
Exactly.
Damn, that's pretty rough. So, getting back to the nature part.
Yeah, fox. We have a fox that runs out in the back and it jumps up and down on the pool cover, which is pretty entertaining.
Do fox swim?
I don't know. I'm about to find out in a minute. If I can
Well,
grab it.
actually, Frankie B, question for you: what does the fox say when it's out there jumping up and down on your thing?
After I fill its foxhole with cement, it goes, "Let me out, I can't breathe."
The SPCA is on their way here, by the way. I had
Is that
nothing to
before
do
or
with
after you put the helium in it?
So they're
You know, make it
he dug a
explode.
foxhole in the
Fox
backyard.
says,
I'm going to fill that thing up with cement. Is that frowned upon?
that. Well, I
think
think
it's okay.
PETA would hate you for that.
Why waste the money on cement when you could just dump dirt down there?
Wait. Just want to be clear. You did say
some hardcore
cement,
shit.
right? Because I heard cement.
Cement,
I
go
heard-
down to the cement pond. We're going to have ourselves a good old time.
Why waste the money on semen when you can just fill it with dirt?
Carlos redneckishly.
About as country as a chicken coop over
coming
here.
Yeah, Captain Justice, can you keep it down over there, please, with your wanting to fill foxholes with semen, please?
Listen, everyone's got their kink, you know. I'm just saying.
I'd rather not, and our listeners would rather not know what you're filling your holes with. just for the record on that.
Damn. It sucks because every time we touch this table, it like resonates in the.
Get over it, George. It's
I know. I'll get over it one way or the other. So basically, you're going to murder this fox, is what I'm hearing.
No.
No,
I'm just going to
you're going to let nature take its course when he can't breathe
I'm gonna let
anymore.
nature take its course. Fill both ends.
Why don't you
and
just
see
put
if
a
it gets
shock
out.
collar on him? And then every time he comes near your yard, just buzz him.
Yeah, I see no problem with that.
Yeah, Frankie B, why not just walk up to it and put a shot collar on it?
No, you just hit it with a tranquilizer first.
Oh yeah, the trank gun that I usually keep in the back of the car for special occasions. But
As Frankie B's counsel, I want to say he has no intentions on harming this beautiful fox.
yes, one of nature's little miracles or something. So now that I guess I don't know if everyone realizes it or not, but it's a nice warm day. We're out here on the back deck and enjoying our adult beverages, just like spring should be, really. And except for Booty Ray, who has no drink in front of him. I'm sorry.
Because he didn't bring anything.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see? Came in empty-handed.
I got a beer. You want a beer?
Yeah, get him
I'm all set, Frankie B. I didn't bring anything.
You don't want a beer?
No, I'm good.
Wait, aren't you supposed to talk to the front of the mic, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I have headphones and I can confirm
It's
that
like
it
a
hears
cone. Remember?
me. It does hear me. It does hear
Shut
me.
up. It is. It's a cone of sound. But yeah, with the coming spring like it is and all that, I guess things that we were talking about like last week, the state of the river, it was kind of semi-depressing because we were talking about like all the places that were closed up and whatever else. But what we didn't talk about was some of the things that are actually coming out this year that I think is kind of cool.
Coming out, closed up,
Do
semen.
tell.
I'm very interested to know who's coming
Some
out.
of the businesses.
What's coming out? Who's coming out?
Who's coming out? Yes.
Some of the businesses that are opening up and doing business here on the river is
I feel like George
interesting.
has big news.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I only heard
George
about
has
it.
a big noose.
Has big news.
Oh, news. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm excited. Listen, I'm not going to lie.
Calm down, Booty Ray.
I'm excited about.
Can we take that part out?
You'll be all right.
I'm excited about a couple things. So I don't know if you've been watching, like on Facebook, I get a lot of ads for Whitlow's on the river. If you remember Whitlow's, like in Arlington, the bar, it was kind of a pretty
Negative.
popular
that's right.
place, Whitlow's.
I live in Woodbridge.
Okay, well, fair enough. But it was a really cool place, and of course
And
they
I'm not
closed.
that old.
It's
How old are you, George?
53. But I mean, literally, it was. I think it just closed like a few years ago. But they've at the boat show they had these this company that made these giant tiki pontoons, and I guess they bought one, and I guess they're going to be floating it out of. I'm not sure where they're going to actually be floating it out of, like somewhere up north in D.C. area, and it's Whitlow's on the river. So I think it's like an 80-person tiki boat. And I guess you just go out and booze it up on the tiki boat, and that's what they're going to do. I think that's pretty exciting. That sounds like fun.
Sounds expensive.
I don't know. It's probably not.
Probably be under $200 a person.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, so expensive.
yeah. It's not so bad. I'm sorry, Booty Ray. You need a loan.
Yeah, please. Please.
Loan for some liquor too.
Yeah, clearly.
Is this a tiki boat or a barge?
It is a tiki boat actually because it moves.
Probably
What
a
makes it a
pontoon
tiki-
boat.
Oh, wait, don't barges move?
No, barges have no propulsion of their own.
Barge is
typically.
a barge. A boat is a boat.
Yeah, you know that
If you would
went
have
to
taken the
class,
captain's class, you would know the difference.
I wouldn't waste my time. It's the problem.
it's important.
Barges are not under power, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Woo! Look at the big brain on Frankie.
Knowledge.
Look at the big brain.
It's probably a big pontoon boat.
It is. It's
turned into a tiki boat.
It is. It's a giant pontoon boat, and that's pretty cool. And I think that'd be really neat that we should all maybe jump on there and check it out. The other thing, and I think Josh, this is probably closer to your home. I'm sure there's these new boats coming out. The rental thing.
Yeah, so there's a company coming to Neabster Creek called District Exotic Cars, and they are jet boat cars. So it's a jet ski sort of boat with a car shell on top of it.
Yeah, they look like Lambos on the water, right?
Yeah, and there's a couple companies out of there down in Miami that has them, and this is where this guy brought them from. They're actually Ferraris. This specific model. Yeah. And
I say this specific bottle.
I say it. I say
now, look at how.
Now this specific bottle yeah, right here.
they're 2 and 4 seaters that go up to about 80 miles an hour.
Oh hell yeah, man! Sign me up for
So
that.
many people.
What could go wrong?
So many people are gonna die. 80 miles an hour.
They're going to tune them down supposedly to about 40.
Oh, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
get in a freaking Ferrari boat thing, I'm gonna want full.
Yeah, and
full
now that
throttle.
this is going public, that they're going to be 80 and people will only go
Yeah.
40, they're going to be pissed.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be pissed.
You just killed that business.
just-
Just
I
so
don't
you
know. I
Yeah, I
can't
was
tell.
so excited. My panties were
Yeah.
getting wet. And then
Yeah.
you said 40, and I'm like,
No.
oh, never mind.
Actually, my panties were also getting wet, and then you said 40, and everything shriveled up and went inside and hid.
and hid for the winter.
We know you like them under 40. It's all right.
Yeah, yeah. My name is Booty Ray, not Captain Justice.
So
Wow.
actually, people don't know a lot about Captain Justice.
That's okay.
That's okay. No, this is your first time on, so I think you need to share with the class. Everyone has to share their first time.
I mean, she did tell everyone that her panties were getting wet. So what could go
that's
wrong
true.
from here?
That's
What
true.
could you?
And
Right.
that she likes old men.
Yeah, and,
I
and
think
old men.
that's pretty good sharing.
Start and end right there.
Can we have to get up and say we love you, Captain Justice, or something like what they do with the?
What the fuck are you saying?
You never been to a? You never been to like an AA meeting or
Yeah,
something?
they don't do that.
They don't do that
I
anymore?
did not
Oh,
hear
okay.
that at an AA meeting, nor have I been to one.
George, why are you
sounds
going
like
to
that.
AA meetings?
I'm not going to AA
Yeah, that's
meetings.
what I
That's
wanna know.
reserved for people who quit. And Mama didn't raise no quitter.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it could be court ordered, so.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know how.
I know nothing about that.
Dude. I don't know how. I really don't know how. But somehow I've made it this far without ever getting pinched for that. And
Well, yeah, you
and it's a-
walk to the bar.
No. But I used to like work in Reston and live in Alexandria, and we go to the bar every day, and we just get.
So, George, as your counsel, I'm gonna just advise you to stop talking.
Well, it's not like they can come and get me and put the cuffs on me now. It's been a while, isn't
You're
it?
headed down a path. It's not.
He might light the cuffs. You never know.
Somehow I made it, and somehow I didn't get.
Yeah, if
Didn't
you
get pinched.
If you get locked up, your phrase is going to go from "Mama didn't raise no quitter" to "Mama didn't raise no spitter." And so
Let's
you
let's
might
talk
wanna-
about BUIs while we're on the subject.
Yes, we should talk about BUIs.
Yes.
I agree.
Voting under the influence.
Voting
so
under the influence.
Is it the same deal if you get pulled over, you just refuse the breathalyzer? What's
So-
the good
so-
plan there, John?
Not. It's. Go ahead. You want to talk? Go ahead.
I think the same rules apply.
So with the boats sort of deals, from what I know from talking to the cops, they are trained in field sobriety on the water, actually. So if you do refuse a breathalyzer, they can still do a test to you and see if you are. And then once you get on land, then they will do the land version also.
So I may or may not, in my past life, have locked some people up for BUI, and so I can describe this pretty intimately.
Go ahead, Booty Ray.
Thank
Yes,
you. Thank
please,
you. I was
Booty
waiting
Ray,
for
please-
permission.
please
Yeah, no,
speak.
Josh is right. You can refuse the test, and as your counsel, I advise you to refuse the test. But they can still, there's fine print on your driver's license, and people don't realize this. It's the same thing in your boating safety class. If you refuse the field sobriety, you actually are opting for a license suspension for up to a year.
Because everybody checks your license on the water.
Yeah, right.
The boat stuff transfers over to land.
Right.
Oh,
Land doesn't
no.
transfer to boat, but boat transfers to
What?
land.
Josh is absolutely correct.
This changes everything.
Yeah. So if you refuse the test, that gets annotated, and then you can still go through chemical testing, right? So blood alcohol, breath alcohol, that type of stuff.
So you're telling me that, like, if I get a buoy, it could actually turn into a DUI?
Yeah,
Yes.
it applies to your license.
And then if you have two or more on your driver's license, you're screwed.
Right. And CDL, so folks that have CDLs, and it may apply to captains, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Can't refuse, right?
Yeah.
You're legally obligated to take the test, or you forfeit all of that stuff.
That's another reason not to have a captain's license if you're going to be doing that sort of thing.
Don't.
Nobody I know drinks on the river anyway, so I don't think we're...
I've never met anyone who drinks on the river. No.
But also, if you're boating, make sure you do get your boating safety course so that way you are 100% safe and know what you're doing.
I've known a lot of people who have their boating safety card and they're not 100% safe.
I say you just drop anchor and say you're not the captain.
Yep, there you go. Yeah.
I know people that have a captain's license and they're not safe, George.
I don't know anything about that. Why, Frank? Whatever do you mean?
It's Frankie-B.
Whatever. It's whatever I say is. Why
But
Frankie
yeah,
B?
Carly, you would have some experience with the BUI people dropping off at the police department, dropping people off at the marina.
What, when they get a BUI and then they bring them over to the marina?
Yeah, they've done a couple of
That's what
those.
happened.
One thing I do know is if you're on your boat and you can get the police officer to put you into handcuffs and then take you onto the police boat, they just endangered your life.
Now they put life jackets on you now.
Man, now you can't do that anymore. They take all the fun out of it.
But
They find a loophole.
Although there is one loophole to what you just said, because if you're detained, now you're within a position to be Mirandized. And if you're not Mirandized, the collection of that evidence is not admissible in court. And so there is one loophole to that. Just little sidebar there.
To the people at home, just be aware that you're listening to legal advice from a whole bunch of drunks sitting around a table talking to microphones, and mostly are 3 sheets to the wind already, except for Booty Ray, who unfortunately is still sober, and it makes me very sad. Someone needs to make... He's actually flashing me with... Yeah. Is that a gang sign? What is that?
I'm actually going to go in and make him a drink.
For God's
right
sake, make
now.
him a drink. For
No,
God's sake,
no.
Frank.
I don't want one.
Please make him a drink.
Somebody's hungover.
Uh-huh. Someone help him.
Booty Ray, what'd you do last night?
No, not what
You're-
did you do? Who did you do?
You're too hungover to have a drink now?
Well, I don't get hungover, first of all. Second of all, I went home and read my Bible and
My ass.
and did 16 Hail Marys and went to sleep and got up and went to church this morning.
Yeah, I don't see that happening at all. Yeah.
Was that before or after you went for your run and almost got hit?
I don't run on Sundays because it's the Lord's Day, so I take the Sabbath off.
You don't run on the Shabbos?
No.
Is the Shabbos Saturday or Sunday? I forget which day that is.
In Jewish customs, it's Saturday.
Okay. All right. So you don't run
Did
on
we just
Saturday.
go from drunk boating to religious holidays?
Yeah, apparently. On religious holidays where Booty Ray doesn't drink or run or something. Actually, what did happen last night? Oh, shit. I kind of remember what happened last night now. Did I make money last night?
No, you blacked out.
No, for the record, I made all the money last night.
George, you made some money for the first time in a very long
Like
time.
$21, just to be
Okay.
exact.
Yeah, so last night we had a little poker game and
And as everyone's counsel, the proceeds from the poker game are donated to the
Spotted Owl.
yeah, the
Spotted Owl.
and anal bifida.
Oh, the fox.
Anal
we could buy
bifida and fox.
Concrete. Cement.
Cement.
semen
for your cement pond.
and cumcrete. is what
Yes.
you-
Cement's expensive.
it's free where I'm from.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I think I made a few bucks, and I don't know. Did you come out the most or?
I did come out the most. Yeah,
Okay.
I usually have that. I usually come out the most with the money that I win in poker. Yeah,
You sure
That's-
come
that's
out a lot.
accurate.
only once, Josh.
I think for a while I was doing pretty damn good. I was like stacking them up, and then like all of a sudden I wasn't.
Pride comes before the fall, George.
Yeah.
So where can you take these boat things that can go 80, but you're gonna make them only go 40?
I'm not making them do anything because I'm not the one renting them. They are just renting a slip from us. But
Can I take that thing to Tim's too?
I don't know anything that that revolves around that business. So that will be when they go in the water and for them to expose. So
Dude, I wanna drive one of those up to a raft up at Mattawoman or something. Yo, bitches, look at my car. / jet ski / whatever fuck boat it is.
it's a jet boat.
Jet boat, whatever.
Jet boat car.
Yes.
It seems like it has a lot of bodywork that can get damaged easily on it.
It's all fiberglass and a glass windshield with a windshield wiper.
That's gonna hurt.
Do they have like fenders?
No.
So how is no shit. Like the first time
Sounds
it's gonna
like
go
a
out, it's gonna
great
be like
plan.
it's gonna get crunched.
And most likely, there's going to be a lot of testing that comes probably with it. They are trying to go to DC with them because that's where they're going to make their money, obviously. But some marinas up there won't let them come in, but it would be a great selling point for them if they did.
Are they hard to maneuver?
No, they're just like a jet boat, like a Yamaha jet boat. They're only 22 feet long, I think, overall, and they're less than, 8 foot wide, 10 foot wide, something like that.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
It's got a gas pedal and it's got a bucket pedal. So when you're driving it, you can reverse the bucket one way or another, and that's going to probably do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing 80 and then you just put the bucket in reverse and
Just strap somebody to the bow and see what happens.
and there's no car seats in it either.
What do you mean there's like
No seat belts, nothing.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So you'd want to. There's no way you'd want to have something doing 80 miles an hour without a freaking
Shut
seatbelt
up,
or
George.
And it's just 2-seater, right?
2 or 4.
Oh.
And they have a hot pink one right now.
something. Boy.
Take the whole family
Yes.
out.
I'm trying to get them to come to the blessing of the fleet.
For good.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Well, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about today, really, because we got that coming up, right? When is the blessing of the fleet for Occoquan?
It's in May.
Is it May?
May 12th, I want to say. Hang on, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's always fun. That's always a. They would have. I mean, if they don't do that,
May
that would be
18th.
crazy. It would be crazy not to take those things there because that would be cool.
That and then the DC boat show. I was trying to get them to go to that too.
Oh man,
That'd be a good
could you
selling point
imagine?
for 'em.
Yeah, that would get everybody involved. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a fun show. The one they did last year was pretty impressive. Like I thought it was cool.
The National Harbor one, the one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
DC,
Yeah.
the DC show.
Yeah, they did a really good job. The setup last year. It was the first year, right? And I thought they did a really amazingly good job on it. So I'm looking forward to it this
First year, as I know, it was better turnout than I think 3 of the Chantilly boat shows.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
that was what the numbers predicted.
it's bigger boats down there, and it's
It's all on water.
it's on the
I mean,
water. Yeah, it's
It's what a boat show should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to get on a boat on a trailer in a facility in the snow?
yeah. God, I always remember the Chantilly show's always miserable because it's like so cold outside,
And it's gonna
you
be
gotta go out
raining.
and smoke a cigarette, and you're freezing your ass off. It's just terrible.
It's going to be raining next weekend
Oh,
for the
there you
Chantilly
go.
show.
Well, of course, it always is.
Well, there you go. Nothing
always-
else to do. Might as well go buy a boat.
No, go buy a boat, but
Go buy a boat and go have fun.
but plan to go to the DC boat show because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think last year there was the Jameson. I want to. You can't really call it
Jameson
a
Orange.
tent, huh?
The Jameson Orange tent.
It wasn't really a tent though. It was like it was a masterful thing. It was a bar made out of a shipping container, which was pretty neat. Like you unfold the thing and it's like this whole badass bar with like dartboard on one side and it was pretty cool. I was impressed by that. I hope to see that again at the DC show.
You okay over there, Booty Ray?
Booty Ray is like going into a trance
All right.
or something.
He
So
needs a
here's a
drink.
question for Josh. What is the worst boating advice that you've heard somebody give?
Buy a boat.
Buy pods.
You'll love pods.
Worst boating advice.
You like cats? You're going to love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna love it.
I mean, there's really, it's all out there. It just depends on where you boat and what you do and what you plan on doing. I mean, The worst advice is, I really don't know. I mean, it just all depends on where you are and what you want to do.
Well, on that line, then, what's the craziest thing? Because you're out there like every day, right? All the time.
Yeah.
So what's the craziest shit you've seen out there?
Try to narrow it down.
Yeah. Well, give even if it means like a top 5 or something. Like, what's the craziest, absolute balls out craziest shit you've seen out there, like in your time on the river?
Well, we had we had 2 boats last year with like 15 people on it, and we thought we were crossing the border because they all dispersed into a state park when the boat sank.
What?
Yeah.
Was that right there?
Yeah, it was in Occoquan.
Yeah, remember, we actually passed that boat going out.
Wait a minute.
There
On
was-
the way
there
back
was-
from Coles Point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was 2 boats, and one boat started to sink. Some people jumped onto the second one. Others ran into the park because they didn't know what to do. We had helicopters. We had like 4 different fire boats out. The police boats were all there. I was there in the towboat just because I was just around.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do anyway? Right?
Yeah. Well, and the boat sank, so we got to get some money.
It was like an 18-footer, right?
Yeah, it was 18-footer, sank right off Conrad Island.
How many people do they have?
Like 15.
Oh my God, man.
We thought we were missing them. We had them all lined up on the wall at Belmont.
Oh my
They
God.
thought that it had the yacht certified sticker on it.
What, on a
Apparently.
on that
No.
yeah, on that size boat? Yeah, totally. I don't see that happening. Damn. So what else you got?
We were sitting at we were doing the fireworks last year. We were towing a boat back to Gravelly Point from the Woodrow Wilson. Had a 50-footer go by us. 5 people on the pontoon boat. Had like a 50-foot cruisers go by on plane.
Mm-hmm.
Actually caused the pontoon to dive into the water, threw
Oh.
2 people overboard.
Nice.
They're all safe. It's all, but it was a scary event that night with
Yeah.
those.
People don't realize, like, when a boat's being towed and there's a towboat involved, you got to stay well away, right? I mean, what's the rule now? What's the
It's DC doesn't have it yet. Virginia does.
Of course not.
It's 300 yards. But the problem is we have to prove that it happened. The cops have to be there to see it happen. That's the hardest problem, is proving it.
Hmm.
But
That makes me sad. Not really.
Oh, that's a question I was going to ask. What do
What's
you
that?
think about these jet car boats getting swamped by boats going by with wakes?
there is drains in them. So inside the cabin, I guess you would call it, the seating area,
The cockpit.
the cockpit.
Careful, Captain.
Hey, the guy
I'm waiting for him to say how old it is before
How old is that
I
the
get
guy that's
excited.
doing
So
this
hold on.
has a cane. The guy that runs this.
Holy shit.
Now we're talking.
Holy shit.
We have a match.
We have a match.
But it's great. I mean, it's
Where can I find this person?
at Hampton's Landing.
He just lives there?
No,
Yeah, go over
He
there.
lives under
Guy with the
dock.
cane.
Yeah. Hey, has anyone seen the guy with the cane in a while? I don't know.
there's little drains in them, but I really don't know. I mean, it's
So passing in the Hatteras, speed up, go
Speed up.
half throttle.
speed up and then
Speed
call me before you do it. So I'm
no,
prepared.
go half throttle so you get the
That's
max.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the maximum.
Well, it has to be
weight.
tested, so
Yeah.
there's only one way to do it.
Listen, it's in the name of science. It's it's important. We have this information.
I'll make sure I don't have any helium.
Another crazy thing is if you break down or do something stupid, you hit something or whatever, and you no injuries on board, don't call 911. The fire department ain't gonna do nothing for you. Police department's not gonna do anything for you.
They never do.
I know, but you're just wasting everybody else's time, and our tax dollars are going to waste.
So,
Who do they call?
yeah, who do they call?
Call Turbo US or CTO, depends on where you are. Whoever, call your insurance also if you have insurance on the boat.
So if I'm out there in the channel and all of a sudden my boat decides to take a shit, and I've got no propulsion at all, what should be my first action?
Well, raise the outdrive, check to make sure you didn't suck something up, make sure you didn't take it out of gear.
Let's just say the engine's proper fucked. Now what?
So call
Oh,
Turbo.
hold on. Did you drop a pod? Because then you got to push MOB.
I could have.
How does one know if they dropped a pod?
I gotta believe it's pretty self-evident.
Because you just
It's
said
kind of
there's
like your
no
nuts
big hole
dropping,
in the boat.
It's kind of like your nuts dropping. You feel
I
it.
don't know how that works.
I'd imagine the boat would list to one side or the other?
No, you'll feel it. I mean, I've never done it, but apparently it's just like hitting bottom.
Oh,
You would feel it just like hitting something with your straight shafts or your out drive or
no
whatever.
bueno. Yeah, that would suck a little bit. So now I've called Towboat US, and I've got the we'll be there in an hour sort of thing, and I'm out there,
Throw your anchor out, just sit back, start drinking. Don't get plastered, but start drinking and then have fun.
At
Turn
what
on
point?
your anchor light if it's dark.
If it's dark,
yeah, if it's dark.
turn on your anchor lights, turn on your running lights.
So what point do I get to get plastered then?
When you get back to the dock?
I don't know if that's 100% true and I'll tell you why. I had my boat get proper fucked at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, and I had to get towed
I
back.
have a question. Your boat left the slip?
Oh, that's pretty funny, huh?
How many years
Was
ago
it
was
the
this?
Trump parade?
It was a few. It was a few years ago. My boat will be moving more this year. Trust me.
You said that last year.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
because the currents are supposed to be picking up?
Wait, is it getting moved slips? Are they taking it out of the water?
No, don't be an asshole. No, so while I'm sitting there, and it's a long fucking tow back from. So my boat's on the Occoquan, right? And it's a long fucking. It's a bit of a distance.
About 20 miles.
Yeah, when you're towed, you're not hauling ass. You're
5 knots.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on there, man. So the only thing you can do is just sit there and get shit hammered on the back of the boat.
So if you get shit hammered and you start messing with us when we try to put you in your slip, one, I'll call the cops and have them take you off the boat for endangering us.
God, you're dirty that way.
No, I had a guy that was a crackhead get on the front of the boat, try to take the line off while we're towing him in DC.
What the fuck?
Tried to pour gas in his carburetor while he was on the fuel dock at a marina
What?
while he was smoking.
Well, we were just talking about drinking beers, not smoking crack.
Yeah, well,
No,
I don't know how we made the
so it
jump
all-
between
it all
me making a
leads.
cocktail or two and fucking picking up a glass dick or
I'm
something.
gonna have some. Can I get some vodka and some
It all-
cocaine if you
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
mind, please? While I'm
It all
You have
leads
a spare
to
glass dick I can suck up on here? Like, no.
I'm gonna ask Booty Ray. He might
No,
give you one.
Booty Ray, no.
no comment.
But he got on the front of the boat, tried to take off the lines while we're towing him, which could cause harm to him. The towboat could take off, if
Well,
he
yeah. I mean, because it's under strain.
could- under
Yeah.
pressure. And then two, when we were trying to tie him up and tow him into the marina, he kept untying the lines, which
Why the fuck would he do that? What?
because he was intoxicated and
he's a-
also on drugs.
I mean, I've been intoxicated beyond words before, and I don't remember.
So
That
the
doesn't make
thing
any
is-
sense to me.
When-
Hold on, if you're getting towed and something happens and that line breaks loose or something goes wrong,
What happens
you
if
don't
your
wanna have a
shafts start, your cutlasses and your driplises start pouring water in, and you're drunk, asleep on the boat, and we don't know what's happening?
Well, that sucks. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I mean,
It could happen.
what, like
though.
right now? Well, like
It could happen.
what? Well, while it's in the slip.
No, while we're
Oh,
towing.
while you're towing.
Yeah.
Try to keep up, George. We were talking
Just-
about while
so
under
think
tow.
about it this way. So while you're under tow, your
Yeah.
shafts are constantly spinning. Your motors aren't running to cool your engines. And cool your shafts down, cool your driplises down.
Oh shit. That's a bad thing.
Yeah. So something's getting burnt up that shouldn't be burning.
Well, how do you prevent that?
You lock your shafts down for one.
How the
But
hell do you do that?
you tie them with ropes. We have pipe wrenches on our boat that we'll put a pipe wrench on there.
What?
We do it all the time. We towed a 53 Sea Ray down the other day and had to lock the shafts down because we towed it from DC to Woodbridge.
I didn't know there was that much involved in that.
Yeah, this is completely. We
I
just
thought it
opened
was
up a
just
whole
like-
new thing here.
Yeah, I thought it was
Like
just
what?
like hook it up and let's go.
yeah, let's fucking
so
go.
I'll go to that in a
Yeah.
second. So back to the being intoxicated while boating. You're
Oh, I
drunk.
don't know. I want to go back to the pipe wrenches and shit.
So you're drunk. You don't know where your
Pipe
slip
wrenches,
is.
Booty Ray, not the glass pipe.
I don't want anything to happen to my dripless.
You already drip enough.
That's what happens. Anyway, go ahead.
You could. You don't know where your slip is. You don't know what's going on. I had a guy go up and down 3 different fairways with a guy that was intoxicated because he didn't know where his slip was. Eventually, we just threw it on a T-dock and said, "Screw you, we're done."
That's a
No
douche
more of
nozzle.
this.
Yeah.
and
And
the
he came-
marinas do not appreciate that.
No,
We'll come
apparently
back and
no.
move it, but we won't do it while you're intoxicated because it's a pain on us, especially if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
When we had Tim's, it happened all the time because of Tim's. We would get drunks,
Oh, yeah.
and then no one knew where they were going. No one knew what was going on.
Where am I?
Can we have a moment of silence for Tim's, by the way? Just a moment. Okay, that was good.
So there's also talks about
Makes me
trying to
sad.
get the county board of supervisors to lift the restrictions to put something in there.
What? At Tim's?
Yeah, there's going to be apparently talks that someone's going to push to get something put back in there.
Well, that's really interesting considering the laws that are on the books for that.
There's 2 boards in Virginia that are overseen by the supervisors,
Okay.
and they could drop those for a minute. And
What about at the federal level? Because
it's not federal.
is there not a federal thing that's
It's not federal. It's all state.
It's all state.
Chesapeake Bay Act doesn't come into play on that?
It does a little bit, but not like you think it does. The county has a lot of things that are holding them up before the Chesapeake Bay because they are already grandfathered there. They were grandfathered with Tim's.
But Tim's is gone.
But it wasn't Tim's that owned it. It was grandfathered, and then it switched over to the new people, and then the new people took the grandfather.
Can they do that? Because
I don't know enough to speak on it fully, but I don't know. But there's just talks. There's rumors going around that I hear.
Yeah, that seems pretty skeezy to me. But
hey, it's something. It's close. I mean, we need something else besides.
No, we don't. Because I think that place should stand in memory of what it used to be, and I think that if the restrictions were in place before all that, then the restrictions should stay in place where they were.
Yeah, but not all of us can walk to our own bar. Some of us have a 30-minute
Hey, man,
boat
that's
ride.
unfortunate. I'm sorry that happened to you.
But
Yeah, turns out I'm like 100 feet from my bar. So
less than that.
you think?
Yeah.
Maybe 40, 50, whatever. I never really clocked it.
So do you want to go back to the shafts?
Yeah, let's talk
Frankie-B?
about the shafts.
I second
Frankie-B is giving-
the
look-
shaft conversation.
Why are you looking at me like I just ran over your pony or something? What?
We're kind of droning at this point.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. Are we droning?
No, I mean, what were the shafts? My shafts?
Yeah, you're dripless. You gotta make sure you don't drip enough.
Are we getting back to pods and shafts? or what?
Dripless.
So yeah, so tell me about you have a pipe wrench and what do you
So
do
if
with-
you're getting towed for
Hey,
long
now.
distance, you should lock the shafts down somehow to keep them from spinning in order to prevent other damages to your boat.
Oh, okay. And you do that with a pipe wrench.
Pipe wrench, you can do it with rope. You can do it with anything. You can tie a rope around it a couple times, like you do like you're tying to a pole.
You ever heard of that?
No,
No. I think you're making this shit up.
but I don't tow boats.
Nah, fair enough. I try not to get towed as much as possible.
We tow boats and run a service shop, so we see the difference.
Oh. So, okay, well, note to self.
Yeah.
Next time I get towed, don't get completely inebriated. And make sure that someone locks down my shafts somehow, magically. Anyway.
Some booty.
Long distance, not less than 5 miles, because your boat's never going to go 5 miles, but
He's so funny. All right, well, I guess we'll close this one out and like and subscribe and all the other shit that you hear people say at the end of a podcast. And we'll be back in a couple weeks to do it all over again, and hopefully maybe even better.